Hi, I'm Mike Bellevue. I'm the black powder editor for Guns of the Old West magazine. And today we're going to be shooting an 1851 Navy in 44 caliber. This actually is a gun that never existed in the 19th century. Navies were only made in 36 caliber in production, and the largest caliber prototype was 40 caliber. But these 44 caliber Navies are very popular on the reproduction market. And they're a lot of fun to shoot. In fact, they're among my favorite six guns. So we're going to be shooting this one, which is made by Pietta, and this one, which is made by the now defunct firm of Armi San Marcos. And we'll put them both through their paces and see how they do. I love shooting black powder. Well, 44 caliber 1851 Navies did not exist in the 19th century, but they're so easy to make you really have to wonder why they didn't. All you need to do was take an 1860 Army frame and cylinder, fit it with 51 Navy grips, and take that 36 caliber barrel, bore it out to 44, and you've got a 44 caliber Navy. As I said, I've got guns from Pietta and from Armi San Marcos. And the Armi San Marcos gun pictured here is on the left, and it has a correctly shaped grip frame. And that's my one beef with Pietta Navies. The grips are just wrong. They're wrong in a lot of ways. But the most obvious thing is it has that kind of tail that sticks out at the end. That actually changes the way the gun points in your hand. So to correct that, I took an old Armi San Marcos grip frame that I had in the parts drawer and just screwed it on, and the result is a gun that looks right and feels right in your hand. So that's my improvement to the Pietta. I wish they would just make a more correct grip themselves. Well, the procedure for loading the 44 caliber 1851 Navy is virtually the same as for any Colt cap and ball revolver. We're going to start off with a flask. This has a 30 grain spout on it. I'm going to open the latch, turn it over, and that's going to give me a load of powder. And I'm going to place the gun on half cock so that the cylinder will rotate, and then I'm going to just pour that charge of powder in. Now, I'm going to place a greased felt wad over the powder, and then I'm going to place a 4.54 caliber ball on top of the chamber, rotate it under the rammer, and then we'll just send her home. And there we go. And as you can see, around the edges there, we've got a little shave of lead off the ball. It's exactly what we want. That's how we know it's going to seal up fine. And now we'll load that 4 more times to load up 5 chambers, and we'll leave 1 empty for safety's sake. Well, this is what they look like with 5 of the chambers loaded, but it's not yet capped. So that'll be the next step. But before we do that, I just want to show you that each chamber shaved off this perfect ring of lead. And that's why we use slightly oversized balls. These are 4.54 inch diameter, because we want it to fit so tightly that none of the flame can get past the ball and set off any of the chambers around it. And this is how you know you've done it. When you've shaved off that little ring of lead, you know you've got a tight fit. I cast my own balls for the 44 caliber Navies, 1860 Armies, Remingtons. I use a Lee 2-cavity round ball mold and cast 4.54 diameter balls, and I find that seals just about all of the 44 caliber reproductions and gives about the best accuracy. Of course, I use pure lead, so they're soft enough to shave off when they're seating, and really it's the best way to go. You can make enough balls in a couple of hours to last a year. The last step in the loading process is to cap it. I'm going to use a Ted Cash capper. This holds about 100 caps, and it's very easy. There's a little button on the side. Push it down, and you get a cap ready to go. And we just cap them right along. So we'll get all 5 capped. Oops. Sometimes the cap will turn sideways in there, just like this one is. And usually a jackknife like that will just right it, and we'll be right back in business. Voila. And last one. Okay, so we're good to go. I'm just going to bring this back around so that we have the uncapped empty chamber underneath the hammer. Put it down, safe to go. Alright, as you'll be able to see, we've got 3 targets downrange. 2 square targets, and in the middle an Evil Roy target, regular cowboy cutout from Action Target Systems. So right now we're going to put 5 on the Evil Roy target. Alright, that's good smoke. We've seen what the Pietta can do. Now let's see what the Armi San Marcos can do on the Evil Roy target. Well, I'm sure you realize by now we're having a little continuity problem with the scenery in that no snow. That's because sometimes when I'm shooting the videos, I get involved in the shooting process and I just don't realize what's going on around me. So when I was out here a week ago and we had 5 inches of snow and I was shooting some scenes, then I got home, I started editing them, and I realized that an airplane had flown overhead. And I mean, it sounded like it was about a foot above my head. You couldn't hear anything in the scene, but I didn't notice it at all while I was shooting. So I came out here today to try to reshoot a couple of those scenes I thought were important to get into the video. So you're going to see snow, no snow, snow. Do the best we can. Well, we got 3 targets out there. Let's shoot them all. We'll run a Nevada sweep. We'll finish up on the same one we start. Let's go. Alright, I had to aim pretty low to catch those guys. Not my best shooting. And we'll finish off with the last thing a bad guy sees.